Hey guys, welcome to our first episode of Talking with a Noob, where we'll be talking about whatever happens to be on your guys' mind or whatever's clever for today. Could be world events, could be current events, could be just relatable stories, could be something you guys left me in the comments that you wanted me to go over or talk about. There's also going to be usually some obligatory gameplay in the background because, like, I'm a gamer and this is what I do, and you guys need something to entertain you and keep your interest besides me. And guys, I think I'm actually gonna get the glasses off for this because even though I can barely see anything I'm looking at without them sometimes, the reflection is just atrocious. So today we're gonna be chatting about passions and dreams. This is something I'd like to think that everyone can relate to in some way. Everyone has this driving force or something that keeps them going throughout their lives that lets them, be able to go to their 9-to-5 jobs. Some people, their passion literally is their 9-to-5 job. For some people, it's just as simple as being able to care for their family members, and some people want to own a fancy 5-star restaurant one day. So before I get too far into this, why don't you guys leave me a comment below? Tell me what your passion or dreams are, and what you're doing to try to accomplish them. What gets you guys going in the morning when you get out of bed and decide you got to go to work? Besides paying bills, because that's just we're not here to just pay bills and die, right? So for me to get the ball rolling and get it started today, I have to try to answer one of the questions that I hear most often when people first meet me as a streamer or a YouTuber or whatever. People always ask me, what made you want to do streaming? What made you want to do this? This is kind of crazy, right? That you're trying to do this specific thing. How are you going to make money doing this? Blah, 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 The question I hear quite often, honestly. And to answer it, I got to tell you a story, from back when I was in my, early adult years. All right, so gaming has always been a thing in my family, right? I learned about video games from my mom. Mom got my dad into it. And when I used to visit my grandma and my auntie, they had video games in their apartment. It's always just kind of been a thing in my family. Even since when I was, 3 or 4 years old, we had the Atari, we had the Nintendo Entertainment System when it first came out. We had a Sega Genesis, a PlayStation 1, and the PlayStation 1 is where my parents kind of stopped being in the games as much and started to hand it off to be primarily my thing. And then I begged them for a PlayStation 2, got a PlayStation 2, we had a GameCube, etc., etc. You guys get the idea, right? So fast forwarding from my younger years to when I turned, 16, 17, 18, and I got my own Xbox and I had my own TV and I could play games online, blah, blah, blah. I started playing Gears of War a whole lot. And when I first started, I was trash. Let me reiterate, I was doo-doo water trash at the game. And I didn't know how to get any better besides just keep on playing it. Actually, the first game I played online was on my PlayStation. It was called Area 51, but that was in the earliest of early days of online gaming, and I don't really count it. The first game I seriously got into had to be Gears of War. So, after a few months of getting my ass handed to me by people online, I started meeting people, and I had a consistent group to play with. And after playing with them for a month or two, I started getting good. I started to be the guy that nobody did not want to be not on their team, if that statement just made sense. That was really dumb. I was the guy that people picked up first. They said, Noob, come play with me. Noob, come play with us, And I, in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is awesome. I've got a hobby and people really like me. I've never really been big into sports, right? In school, I was the nerdy outcast Steve Urkel type kid. And I would always pick last for stuff. So for people to really enjoy not only my company, but my skill at something, it was a pretty big deal. And that's when I discovered that there was a actual league for this game. It wasn't just something that people did to have fun, that people were actually making money by winning tournaments for this game. And I decided, that was it. I was sold, right? I'm a young guy, I'm 18, 19 years old, something like that. I'm I want to get into this competitively. And I found a team that wanted me to join them. They liked a guy who had spirit, who wanted to get better at the game, who was super serious about it. And they picked me up and we started playing competitively. And when we started playing competitively, I'll be honest, I still wasn't the best, but I could hold my own. Okay? We won a few games. We actually got close to going to actually being qualified for a tournament, like a real tournament. We almost got enough points. We didn't quite make it. But I kept practicing. I kept playing because I was enjoying myself and I was getting better. I was figuring the game out. And then I took that dream to my parents, and well, you guys all know how parents are, right? So this was either right before or right as I was starting to get into college and get into the whole, education system, as you will. I'm in a shit ton of debt because of that, like you guys all probably are too. It's stupid, but that's a whole nother topic we'll talk about another time maybe. And I took it to my mom, and I said, hey mom, I want to get into pro gaming. I want to be a professional gamer. I want to go to tournaments. I want to do this and that. And my mom looked at me dead in the eye and said, you better take your ass to college. Let that one sink in for you. So obviously mama knows best in my eyes at this point. I'm still kind of young. I tried to pursue it as much as I could and still go to school, but unfortunately neither one worked out for me. I ended up losing out on both those opportunities. School never worked out for me in general for a lot of reasons, but I still regret to this day going to school and not pursuing what I thought was the right move for me. Basically, my dreams were snuffed out in an instant by my own family. Honestly, unbeknownst to even them, because they were just telling me what they knew to do best, right? They weren't trying to be hurtful. They were just saying what they know. That's all they knew. But we gotta bear two things in mind about them, about that generation. For one, nobody's parents or loved ones, whatever, would knowingly crush your dreams and your soul on purpose. For the most part, some people are just violent and evil, but for the most part, especially your moms, they generally won't crush your soul knowingly. Just not something they would do. They care about you for the most part. And two, the generation that came before me, like my parents and my grandparents, those people, all they know is go to school, go to college, get out of college with a degree, you have a job land at your feet. Boom, you're done. You're set for life. And that's just not the world that we live in now. It's changing. And unfortunately, at that time, the world was evolving. It was turning into what it is today, where you have streamers and YouTubers who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year just by being a personality online and playing video games and getting sponsorships. It's not guaranteed, but neither is getting a job after having a degree these days. I know plenty of people who have fancy degrees and don't make much more than I do a day. All right, so now if you're still here listening to me tell my story, you're kind of wondering, what's the point? Why does it matter? Well, my whole streaming and YouTubing platform is literally founded on the passion and dream of being a gamer for a living. And when I say it, even when I say it now, right, be a gamer for a living, it just still sounds crazy rolling off my tongue, but I know it's possible. I see people do it every day. A lot of the people that I follow myself, they do it for a living. They figured it out. But no, my ideology is if someone else has done it, there's no reason I can't. And I'm quite honestly done working for other people. For someone else to tell me when I got to get up in the morning, how long I got to work, doing something I really don't want to do anyway. Honestly, I'm kind of over it at this point. Just like a lot of you guys probably are too. Even if it does get me paid at the end of the day, it's not worth the stress. And I've tried for a while to get good enough at certain games to go professional. I've tried getting good enough at games like Smash Bros. I've tried getting good enough at Counter-Strike. And those games, people have been playing those games for years and years. We're talking the people that are really good at those games have been playing for 10 years plus at bare minimum. And I'm just way too far behind to do that. So when I first started doing this, I thought, I'm not good enough. Who's going to want to watch somebody who's not a professional, who's not super duper good? And now the people I watch nowadays, a lot of them aren't that good. They're not these high tier professionals that, we think that they should be, but people watch them because they're entertaining and they're kind. I can do that. People tell me they like hanging out with me all the time, so at least I can assume that I can do that. So yeah, I was wrong about that. It's more about being entertaining to do this, you know, kind of work. I've watched tons of YouTubers that are literally living out what I want to do. They've been in the business for like the last 3, 4, 5 years. And it's kind of an emotional thing for me because I look at them and I'm like, wow, what if my parents, you know, had supported me and helped me find a way to make what I was passionate about and what I loved a living? What if I could have stuck with learning how to play these games and getting really, really good, fine-tuning my skills? You know, where would I be right now? And honestly, it kind of makes me a little sad sometimes to think about it. You know, and even though it's kind of heartbreaking at the same time, it's a little bit motivating because even though I've got a late start, at least I know it's possible. You know, thinking about, instead of like, you know, 5 or 10 years worth of gaming experience spread out amongst so many video games that I've played in my lifetime, what if I had, you know, 20 years in one game? You know, I could be at tournaments right now, traveling the world, playing different video games just because I'm that good and people want to sign me up and sponsor me and have me wear their gear. It'd be like one of those guys. And instead, here I am starting out now from the ground up, building a streaming and YouTubing channel. It's I have mixed feelings about it. Honestly, I do. Either way though, I know I've got a long road ahead of me. It's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication, but every dream and passion that you want to pursue, it takes hard work and dedication and time and doing the things you don't want to do. Like right now, honestly, recording this right now, I'd rather be laying on the couch playing something on the Xbox with my girlfriend, but you know, work needs to be done. I want to get this done. So I think we need to go ahead and summarize this though. The video's getting a little bit long and I don't want to hold you guys up too long. I'm sure that the video game play in the background is starting to lose your interest. And unfortunately, so am I. So yeah. So in summary, I don't care if it's blood. I don't care if it's friends. I don't care who it is telling you. If you've got a dream or a passion that you want to pursue, do whatever it takes to pursue it. I don't care if you want to climb the corporate ladders of your 9-to-5 job. I don't care if you want to be a politician. I don't care if you just want to live comfortably for the rest of your life. Do it, whatever it takes, okay? I promise you, whatever those dreams are, those passions, they're worth pursuing. It's going to take patience. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of hard work. But at the end of the day, when you finally get there, it'll be worth it. And with all that, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to wish you all peace, love, and prosperity. Be easy. I'll catch y'all next time. Leave a like if you liked it. Make sure you drop a sub if this is your first time here. And I'll catch you next time.